WWE SummerSlam 2024 appears to be stocked, not only with superb matches, but also with top-tier plot developments full of twists and turns. Despite some twists, such as Roman Reigns' return, being more of an expected than a surprise, there is still room for our expectations to be defined. So, whether it's massive comeback, faction splits, heel turns, or championship changes, here are 7 major surprises at WWE SummerSlam 2024. Number 7. Seth Rollins accidentally costs Drew McIntyre at WWE SummerSlam. According to reports, Seth Rollins will play a significant role in CM Punk's planned fight against Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. While some speculated that the Visionary would join the match in a triple threat situation, WWE is instead aiming to bring Rollins in as a special guest referee. If Rollins does, in fact, adopt the stripes of a WWE official, he will very surely play a role in how the match ends. The first scenario that comes to mind is one that recalls a past match, that being when Shawn Michaels refereed the WWE Championship match between Bret Hart and The Undertaker at SummerSlam 1997. Much like Hart provoked Michaels into swinging at him with a chair, only to accidentally strike Taker, we may see the same thing happen with Punk and Rollins, resulting in Rollins inadvertently costing the Scottish Warrior the bout. This might then advance the plot of all 3 men, setting up a potential triple threat later on. Number 6. Seth Rollins intentionally screws CM Punk. On the flip side of the coin, we have a considerably more premeditated screw job, and it does not result in Punk winning versus McIntyre. Rollins' concerns with Punk are profound, and there's no reason why the former World Heavyweight Champion would ignore them and call his battle with McIntyre a draw. Sure, Rollins isn't a big fan of McIntyre either, but it appears that Punk winning is the far larger evil. This thus wonderfully sets up the one-on-one Punk vs. Rollins bout that was supposed to happen at WrestleMania, with McIntyre maybe moving on at least temporarily to pursue the world title once more. Number 5. Giovanni Vinci returns to aid Gunther. Yes, I understand. Giovanni Vinci was not only kicked out of Imperium, but also picked for SmackDown. Admittedly, this is extremely implausible, but we haven't seen Vinci since he was booted out of the Imperium. So, WWE still has time to correct their wrongs and reinstate the Italian in the squad. While it is evident that Ludwig Kaiser was the star of his and Vinci's collaboration, there was really no reason to separate them. Unfortunately, Vinci's prospects on his own aren't tremendous. So, to give him a purpose, perhaps he returns and plays an important role in securing the Ring General's first WWE World title. Number 4. The Judgment Day implodes. The Judgment Day has overcome adversity in the past, but something about SummerSlam feels different. Whether it's Damian Priest's or Rhea Ripley's world title fights, or both, it appears that shenanigans are afoot, with a major betrayal nearly certain. Finn Balor and Priest appear to be on the edge of a fight, and Balor appears to be linked with Liv Morgan, giving him 2 reasons to leave the group at SummerSlam. Then there's Dominic Mysterio, who appears to be the most likely to cost Ripley her battle against Morgan. In any case, Priest and Ripley are both pretty much baby faces, and unless WWE turns the entire group face, you can bet they'll be eliminated. Number 3. Jade Cargill turns on Bianca Belair. Speaking of turns, we all know this will happen eventually. The teased WWE Women's Tag title bout between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, as well as Belair and Cargill, may no longer take place at SummerSlam, but rather on SmackDown the night before. But, for the time being, let us assume that it will take place on August 3rd. Fire and Dawn are extremely unlikely to retain their titles by winning cleanly. There is simply no way, so some form of screw work will be required. Sure, Belair and Cargill could just reclaim them, but that would feel like a step backward for both the titles and Belair and Cargill. A singles feud between them is where the money is, so Cargill should target Belair. Number 2. Solo Sikoa wins the undisputed WWE Championship, then Roman Reigns shows up. As previously stated, I believe we can all expect a major Roman Reigns comeback at the end of SummerSlam. But what if it happens in a slightly different way than we all expect? I believe many of us expect Solo Sikoa's bid to capture the undisputed WWE Championship to fail due to Roman Reigns' intervention, but there is another option. Perhaps Sikoa wins the belt and Reigns shows up. with Hikuleo apparently agreeing to join with WWE. The timing suggests that he could appear at SummerSlam and aid Sikoa win the big one. Honestly, this would be terrible. Sikoa and Reigns' feud would not require the WWE title, so ideally this does not occur, but it is an option WWE might pursue. And number 1. The Rock returns to WWE. With everyone's attention focused on Roman Reigns' impending WWE SummerSlam return, it's easy to forget about another important aspect of the tale that is presently off the air: the final boss, The Rock. While there have been indications that Reigns will be back soon, there has been no update on Rock's situation. This probably indicates to his return being further down the line, but WWE might make a massive swerve. It is unclear where Rock comes into the fight between Reigns and Sikoa, although one hypothesis holds that the Great One is the true higher power leading Sikoa from afar, using this new organization to pull apart the old bloodline from inside. Roman Reigns and The Rock both returning to SummerSlam would be an event to remember, especially if Rock shows his true colors and finally turns on his cousin, setting up that huge money match between the two. Thank you everyone for your time, and if you enjoy it, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon that you'll never miss any update, and tell your friends about it. Until we cross paths again with more of the newest news, goodbye.